Good afternoon, I'm Chris Raggi.
And I'm Mary Calvi, and we begin with the war on ISIS. The alleged mastermind behind last week's terror attacks in Paris is dead.
French investigators confirm that Abdelhamid Aboud was killed by French SWAT teams in an apparent apartment raid yesterday.
Constantly on the offense and improving our defenses.
Meanwhile, the NYPD says it's trying to learn as much as possible from the Paris attacks and downplaying threats of an attack here after ISIS released a propaganda video with images of Herald Square and Times Square. That's where CBS 2's Janelle Burrell is live this afternoon. Janelle?
Well, Chris, I spoke with NYPD Commissioner Bill Bratton earlier this morning, and he says right now his main concern is how was ISIS able to attack Paris seemingly undetected? But for now, here at home, including right here in Times Square, we continue to see extra security.
Fear is the oxygen of terrorists. They want to spread it, they want to stoke it, they want to keep it alive.
And NYPD Commissioner Bill Bratton remains adamant that his department will not back down, continuing their aggressive surveillance against ISIS. The commissioner seemingly unfazed by ISIS's new propaganda video, a posting CBS 2 has chosen not to show, depicting a suicide bomber and what the commissioner says is old footage of Times Square, where Kimball Hinton has worked as a tour guide for years.
It's like the lottery. If something were to happen, it would just happen, but I can't be running around New York afraid of people. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to do it.
Bomb-sniffing dogs and heavily armed officers keeping watch around the congested area. Commissioner Bratton says one of the key questions he has right now, how was ISIS able to go undetected before the Paris attacks?
How is it that one of the most professional intelligence services in the world had no warning of this very comprehensive and very sophisticated series of attacks? We're learning a lot about the attack, about after the attack, but more importantly, we need to know about before the attack. What happened that they didn't detect it?
As they work to get those answers, here at home expect more security at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade next week, where millions will line the streets of Manhattan, including extra officers from the NYPD's newly formed Critical Response Command Team.
And they will be fully operational by the end of the year, but for Thanksgiving, we'll have about 300 of them, in addition to everybody else that we have for that parade.
I am aware, I am not scared.
And that is the attitude that the commissioner is urging the public to adopt. As we get into the holiday season, we will see even more crowds. He's urging everyone to remain vigilant. He also tells us that they have detectives in France right now working to see what they can learn additionally about the attacks in Paris. Reporting live this noon from Times Square, Janelle Burrell, CBS 2 News.